Welcome. This will be a reading about. I will assume it will be a reading about how crazy you are, or I guess I will name it something along the lines of your crazy side or something like that. I am doing a reading with snapshots from Kakaguri and Kakaguri Twin, which are these are anime shows which I find I like very much, and so I thought what a fun thing to do a reading of them with them. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, and pile 5. 5 piles. I might be overdoing myself. I might overwhelm myself with this amount of readings, but let's see how it goes. Just choose the pile that you find you are most drawn to, and I'll see you when I'll see you. Hello, pile 1. What I'm getting is that you are quiet. You are an observer. You might like dogs because we have a dog barking in the background, or you might get annoyed by dogs. Consistent barking. Is that a sign? Is that something that says something to you? You like books. This feels like the intellectual pile. This feels like you wouldn't exactly be reading romance books. You'd be reading strategy books. You'd be reading math books, technology stuff, nonfiction essentially, or sci-fi. You are a strong believer in that knowledge is power, and that is something that is heavily ingrained in you, and why you consume books, or you consume a lot of information. You really like power, but you're the sort of person that you like to watch and let other people do the dirty work. Like, some people are crazy, but you are sadistic. You would be the person to not let karma take care of business. You would be like, no, karma, sit down, take a break, I got this. And you will like it. You will like to do karma's dirty work. But also watch it while other people do the dirty work. Yeah, that got a bit confusing real quick. It's sort of, for example, if someone hurts you, you want a front row seat to their demise, with popcorn in hand and, a soda on the side. but what I feel from this energy is a sense of isolation, a lack of connection with people because you are so much of an observer and because you are so quiet. I would recommend speaking more, being a bit less of an observer, become a part of the world instead of observing the world. If you want to do something, do it. Don't look at how everyone else does it. If you're criticizing something, then do it how you would want it to be done. Don't criticize something unless you're somehow contributing. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. You are an observer. I'm sure you are observing how inexperienced I am in this. There are more things I want to say. But what? I think you do like to hold people's vulnerabilities against them. Like, there's a part of you that really likes that. And that's why you like being an observer, because then you can categorize people. You can see their vulnerabilities. You can see what makes them nervous, why it makes them nervous, and then you can feel safer in yourself because you don't feel that safe in yourself. Yeah, start connecting with people, or make an attempt to connect with people. Get yourself out of that isolation. You got this, babe. Pile number 2. Hello. I write down notes for these readings because it becomes so incredibly stressful to do the reading while I'm recording. So what I wrote down was sexy Kakegurui twin, which I mean, this particular character I must admit I find very attractive, and I could not help myself and had to add her to the reading. Yes, mostly because of the snapshot, the picture, but so yes, so there might be a sign. Maybe you're very sexy. Take that as a compliment. Take it to heart. But this was the only picture from Kakegurui twin. I'm not getting any more information from that, but it's information for you, so take it or leave it, okay, this particular thing about you is that you really like seeing how you hold power and control over people. The visuals I'm getting is like a businessman or a boss in a suit. I'm also getting dress shirt and dress pants and office workers. Like suit and tie and, pencil skirts and white shirts, dress shirts, and yeah. And what I'm also seeing is that this businessman or boss in a suit likes, or I'm seeing this man that plays with his employees. like power plays, you could say. Very much like how does power play happen in an office environment? But I think it would be subtle. But it would be something that makes you feel, that just boosts your ego. And maybe makes you a little bit horny, but we're moving away from that. You're social, but you like to play with emotional bonds. Not just for necessity, sometimes we do that for necessity, but you enjoy playing with those bonds. You enjoy playing with these power differences, and you enjoy being powerful, being in the powerful position. Maybe I should mention this, but this character essentially has another fellow student on a chain leash and a leather collar, and she walks around the school like that with her fellow student on a leash. And I think that's a very good visual representation of how you enjoy to just be able to just pull people after you, after what you want. What it feels like is either a man with a very big masculine energy or a woman with a big masculine energy. You could also say big dick energy. But more of this energy that just demands space and oozes confidence and takes action, is very certain and goes towards it. That's sort of how I see this masculine energy right now. You might need to work on being vulnerable. Or do you? Do you need to work on needing to be vulnerable? Because the way this part of you acts might be playing a bit too much in the ego's favor. So you might need to balance it out with humility and vulnerability. I'm also feeling that some of you might not really like this message, which was why I wrote down need to work on being vulnerable with a question mark. I have a feeling you guys really enjoy this heavy masculine energy, and that you probably attract a lot of people with it. I'm sure you attract a lot of people with it. I mean, I literally wrote sexy to you. So, there you go. Sexy. But humility, balance, I don't know, do your meditations or something. This is... Maybe I should work on my attempt to give advice. You know what to do. You know what you need to do. Hello, Yumiko. Yumiko. This is the main character of Kakaguri. Not to be confused with Kakaguri Twin, which is the sequel. The complementary anime to Kakaguri. I think this is my witchy pile. I'm getting a lot of occult images, a lot of symbols, a lot of I'm seeing rituals being done. I'm seeing black nail polish, black dresses, like lace dresses, and that emo look from the early 2000s, like heavy eyeliner and the black hair that has to the side, the side part, and I'm seeing a lot of heavy makeup, a lot of contrast, black and white, especially on white skin, so you might be white. But at least it's emo energy. I'm sensing a lot of darkness, to be honest, but it does not feel bad. It sort of feels like you're shadow workers, like you are a shadow worker. And what is coming through is that you might have taken on too much energy work, and so you have these dark clouds that hang around you. You have essentially taken on too much work, shadow work, then you can actually process, then you can actually heal. And I think this, honestly, the scariest or craziest part of you is how you dress and the energy that surrounds you. But also sometimes I think people sense this, is the fact that you're so aware of the darkness. You see the darkness. The fact that the darkness, you're so familiar with the darkness scares people a little bit. It does, I think it does bring a chill to some people. Other than that, it feels like you're devoted believers and people that are working to heal the earth, to heal Mother Gaia, raise the vibrations, bring love to the world, bring love to people. I am getting that some of you are spiritual, like New Earthers. No, oh my goodness, it was New Agers, New Age, that are into the New Age spirituality. Some of you are Christians, maybe some Buddhists in there. But like Christians came up, which was fun. I think that's really fun. But yes, like biggest advice: rest. Get some rest. Relax. You've done great work. We are very grateful for the work you've done. I am very grateful for the work you have done. It might not have been seen, but I am very grateful. And there's this sense that you constantly have to take on more, but you don't. It's okay. You do not have to take on other people's shit. You can relax. Let other people sit in their stuff as well. Take some rest. Have some fun. You might be a bit serious all the time. Lighten up a bit, which is not something you want to hear when you are serious. So I will look at my attempt of lightening you up as in a bit more lighthearted manner. Pile 4. Now you really do fit the definition of crazy. And I think you're the person that also prides themselves off of that. It, like, when people see you as crazy and unpredictable, it really scares them. And you really like it. It makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel powerful to scare people. I'm seeing a lot of quirky fashion. I'm hearing gremlin core, dragon core. There are other cores, but I don't remember all of them. I'm getting a bit of a hoarder that is self-proclaimed, and some cores that are hoarder related or like collecting related. Dragon, gremlin, maybe book core or something where you collect a lot of stuff. Yeah, you like collecting stuff. Tekna from Wings is coming up. Comic-Con and cosplaying and D&D and these sort of a little bit nerdy stuff, you could say. You will be the pile that to distress a perfectly fine piece of clothing to look like you have been living in a cave for the last few years, and you like that look. You enjoy that look. That resonates with you. That speaks to you. I wanna touch on this thing where you like scaring people and you like being unpredictable. It feels very it feels like you are the pile that is the most traumatized, and we don't compare traumas, of course, but it feels like the traumas you have experienced might be affecting you quite heavily. I'm feeling a lot of SA or physical abuse, but extreme abuse. Like, even if it isn't SA or physical abuse, it feels like extreme abuse. And this energy feels of scaring people, of acting crazy, because I don't think you are crazy. I don't think this part of you actually is as crazy as you might make it out to be. I think you are you're making it bigger and scarier than it is, but it's because you feel so scared and terrified of being quote-unquote smaller, or you feel terrified of being powerless, essentially. But you know, why would you want to scare someone? It's because you are afraid yourself. So you are, like, this is the pile that is just the most of an emotional wreck, I'd say. I'd honestly say that you are experiencing probably depression, anxiety, maybe you're autistic, maybe ADHD. Like, I'm getting all of these subgroups of these labels, essentially, and maybe bipolar, maybe all these things. This feels like a very chaotic energy. And I think some very bad things happened when you were quote unquote smaller, or when you were vulnerable. And so you are really dressing up as this crazy person to show people, hey, I'm not someone to be messed with. But I think the depression is quite heavy for most people in this pile. I think a lot of it has probably, most likely, been subdued with with phone entertainment. So you might want to limit your screen time. Which is horrible. I know. Just hearing myself say it, I'm like, really? Really? Are we? No. Like, but you really need to get grounded. You need to touch some trees, hug some trees. Yeah, you're gonna feel weird and crazy, but you already are, so it's okay. We're all in the same boat here, you know? You really, if you wanna get beyond this, you need to get okay with being smaller, or allowing people to like you, essentially, because you are pushing people away. I'm also feeling that this is the pile of piercings and like tattoos most likely, and wolf cuts. And maybe some fun, new, trendy dyeing of the hair. Maybe some rock music also as well. Yeah, getting okay with being smaller, and I don't think the word smaller really like encompasses what I mean, because smaller in what I'm trying to say and what I'm meaning with smaller, I'm trying to say existing. You have to be okay with just existing and just being, and not feeling like you have to work just to feel safe. You don't have to put on a performance to feel safe. And yeah, getting okay with just existing, just sitting in a room, or just talking to people normally without saying the crazy stuff you might want to say. Be nice to yourself. Be really nice to yourself. I hope you're doing well. Kisses and best wishes and love. Now, hello there, pile number 5. Hello, my jester. Hello, my jokester. Are you really sure you want this reading? You don't seem that open to it. When I was writing this reading down, channeling, I got very little from you. I think you might have some walls up. Yeah, maybe you don't believe in readings, or I don't know, astrology. Maybe you don't like astrology. Maybe you don't like spirituality, and you just clicked on this video because what the heck, it was a cool picture, and it was a really cool picture. I agree. And okay, but I got some things, so I'll work with what I have, I guess. I wouldn't call this crazy, but more twisted. You like the fact that you are not seen. It feels like there are a few theater kids in here for some reason. People who put up you are people who put up a show to get attention, but not to be seen. You like seeing people naked while you yourself are clothed. You like getting to know people's insecurities without sharing your own. You may want to act in a movie or something, in a play. You may like acting, but that would be too vulnerable. It feels like it would be too vulnerable, so you wouldn't do it. There are some who are doing it, and then there are some who would never do it because, oh my goodness, that would be so scary and vulnerable, and it is quite vulnerable. you you feel like a pile that lies. I think you are the pile that are most likely to be comfortable lying. I think you are more comfortable lying about yourself than most people, or this part of you is, at least. Yeah, honestly, I am not getting much more for this pile. It's very closed energy. Or I might be tired, but maybe something that could help would be working on opening up your energy if you feel safe to do so. You might be the youngest child in the family. You know how we have the oldest, the middle, and then the youngest? You might be a comedian. Might be a comedian. Yeah, I might just be pulling things out of my ass soon because I'm not getting anything. And, shame. Well, you have a lot of silence on my part. How does that feel? I am quite curious now. Are you? Are you really closed off? You're making me question myself. You're making me question my abilities. Well, I guess that is it. Goodbye for now.